Imagine you quit your job tomorrow. You just left. How many months could you survive? Be honest. If your answer is less than 3 months, you're trapped. And you're not alone. Over 60% of professionals couldn't sustain their lifestyle for more than 1 month without a paycheck. Think about that. You are 1 month away from a financial crisis at all times. That's not security. That's a very comfortable prison. You're making good money. Maybe $50,000 a year. Maybe $100,000 a year. Maybe $200,000 a year. But you're still trapped. And the system is designed that way. Not by accident, by design. The salary trap convinces you this is normal. Work, earn, spend. Work harder or more, spend more. But this isn't inevitable. It's not a law of physics. It's a choice that's been made for you. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Because the moment you realize your salary isn't keeping you rich, it's keeping you busy enough to not become rich, everything changes. You start asking different questions. Not how do I make more money, but why does all my money leave? Not how do I get a promotion, but how do I build assets instead of obligations? If this resonates with you, leave a like and comment how many months you could survive without a paycheck. Because this trap is more common than you think, and understanding it is the first step to escaping it.
Let me explain the fundamental difference that changes everything. Income is temporary. Wealth is permanent. A $200,000 salary is income. $50,000 in savings and investments is wealth. One requires you to keep working. The other works for you. One is what you earn. The other is what you own. And the system is designed to confuse these two things. You feel rich when you get a salary increase. You feel like you've won, but you haven't. You've just increased your obligations. Because here's what happens next. Your landlord raises the rent. Your mortgage adjusts. Your oldest needs braces. You get a new car because the old one needs too many repairs. And just like that, your financial stress doesn't decrease. It stays exactly the same. This is the system's most insidious trick. You're not building wealth with your salary increases. You're just increasing your obligations faster than your income grows. It's why the person making $30,000 a year and the person making $300,000 a year often report similar levels of financial stress. The system is engineered so that your required expenses always catch up. And when you're living paycheck to paycheck, even a substantial one, you're predictable. You're controllable. You need that job. You can't take risks. You can't start a business. You can't invest in your own ideas because all your money is already promised to someone else. Your landlord, your bank, the car company, they all benefit from your trapped state. You're a guaranteed revenue stream, but you don't actually benefit.
Every salary increase is a trap, and you walk into it willingly. Here's how it works. You get a promotion, $10,000 more per year. You feel free. You feel like you've won. So you upgrade your lifestyle. You move to a nicer apartment. You buy a better car. You eat at nicer restaurants. You take better vacations. Each increase in salary feels like freedom, but each one actually tightens the noose. Here's why. You're no longer free to leave that job because you need that salary to maintain your lifestyle. You've built a financial life that requires constant paychecks. This is what I call golden handcuffs. The cruelest part? You did this to yourself. The system didn't force you. It just presented the option, and human psychology did the rest. We see progress as moving up, not as actually getting richer. So we move up into a lifestyle that consumes every penny we earn. A CEO making $500,000 a year can be just as chopped as someone making $50,000 if their lifestyle requires $450,000 every year. The salary doesn't determine your freedom. The gap between your income and your expenses does. And the system is designed to keep that gap as small as possible. Each promotion tightens the handcuffs. Each raise increases your obligations. Each increase in income decreases your actual freedom. It's the opposite of what you think is happening.
Let me tell you about David. He worked in tech, made 6 figures, but he was unhappy. Every time he thought about quitting, his stomach would drop. Why? Because he'd already committed to a $400,000 house, 2 car payments, kids in private school. One day, his company offered him a promotion, a $20,000 raise. He felt relieved, grateful. He felt like he'd won. 2 weeks later, his landlord raised the rent. His mortgage adjusted. His oldest needed braces. He got a new car because the old one needed too many repairs. And just like that, His financial stress didn't decrease. It stayed exactly the same. This is the system's most insidious trick. David thought the raise would free him. Instead, it trapped him deeper, because now he had even more obligations, even more reasons to stay, even more reasons to not take risks. The $20,000 raise didn't make him richer. It just made him busier, more stressed, more trapped. David's story is your story. It's everyone's story. We all think the next raise will be different. We all think the next promotion will finally give us freedom. But the system is designed so that it never does. Your required expenses always catch up. Your obligations always expand. Your freedom always stays just out of reach. Here's the brutal truth. You're not building wealth with your salary increases. You're just increasing your obligations faster than your income grows. It's why the person making $30,000 a year and the person making $300,000 a year often report similar levels of financial stress. The system is engineered so that your required expenses always catch up. When you make $30,000, you can afford a $1,000 apartment. You buy a $5,000 car. You eat cheap food. You're stressed about money. Then you get a promotion. Now you make $60,000. You move to a $2,000 apartment. You buy a $15,000 car. You eat at nicer restaurants. You're still stressed about money. Then you get another promotion. Now you make $120,000. You move to a $4,000 apartment. You buy a $30,000 car. You eat at expensive restaurants. The pattern never breaks because the system is designed to keep you stressed, to keep you working, to keep you dependent on that paycheck. Every dollar you earn is already promised to someone else. Your landlord, your bank, the car company, the restaurant, the subscription services, the insurance, the taxes. By the time you get paid, your money is already gone, and you feel like you're doing everything right. You're earning good money. You're working hard. You're climbing the ladder. But you're not actually getting richer. You're just getting busier.
Here's what the system doesn't want you to know. Your salary doesn't determine your freedom. The gap between your income and your expenses does. That's it. That's the entire mechanism. Two people making $100,000 a year. One spends $95,000. One spends $60,000. The first person is trapped. The second person is free. The gap is everything. And the system is designed to keep your gap as small as possible. Because a small gap means you need that job. A small gap means you can't take risks. A small gap means you're predictable. You're controllable. You're a guaranteed revenue stream. But when you understand this, everything changes. Because you realize the problem isn't your income. The problem is your expenses. You don't need to make more money. You need to spend less. But the system doesn't want you to know that. Because if you knew that, you'd stop buying things. You'd stop upgrading your lifestyle. You'd stop being a guaranteed revenue stream. So the system tells you the opposite. Work harder. Make more money. Upgrade your lifestyle. You deserve it. And you believe it. Because it feels true. But it's a trap. The moment you understand that the gap is everything, you can start to escape.
Here's something that will change how you see everything. The system doesn't see you as a person. It sees you as a revenue stream. Your landlord doesn't care about your dreams. He cares that you pay rent every month, predictably, reliably, without fail. Your bank doesn't care about your goals. It cares that you make monthly payments, predictably, reliably, without fail. The car company doesn't care about your happiness. It cares that you make car payments, predictably, reliably, without fail. You are a guaranteed revenue stream, and the system is designed to keep you that way. Because a guaranteed revenue stream is valuable. You're worth money to them, not because you're special, but because you're predictable. And when you're living paycheck to paycheck, even a substantial one, you're completely predictable. You can't leave your job. You can't take risks. You can't do anything that might jeopardize your paycheck. Because if you do, the whole system collapses. You can't pay your rent. You can't make your car payment. You can't pay your mortgage. You become worthless to them. So you stay in line. You keep working. You keep paying. You keep being a guaranteed revenue stream. And they keep benefiting. But you don't.
The moment you realize your salary isn't keeping you rich, it's keeping you busy enough to not become rich, everything changes. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. You start asking different questions. Not how do I make more money, but why does all my money leave? Not how do I get a promotion, but how do I build assets instead of obligations? This isn't about quitting your job tomorrow. The point is this: awareness changes behavior. Once you understand the trap is a system, not a law, you can start to dismantle it. First, stop confusing income with wealth. A $200,000 salary is income. $50,000 in savings and investments is wealth. One is temporary, the other is permanent. Second, attack the gap. Intentionally keep your expenses lower than your income. This feels backward, but it's the only mechanism that works. Third, redirect that gap into assets that work for you, not liabilities that work against you. And most importantly, build optionality. The moment you have 3 to 6 months of expenses and savings, something shifts psychologically. You're no longer trapped. You can negotiate better. You can take risks. You can leave situations that don't serve you. The goal isn't just to earn more. The goal is to become independent from the system's requirement that you need that paycheck. Because the moment you don't need it, you're free. The salary trap is real. It's sophisticated, but it is not inescapable. The people who break free aren't smarter or luckier than you. They just became aware. They saw the system for what it is, and they decided that comfort wasn't the same as freedom. You have that same choice. If you found this breakdown valuable and you want to learn the actual mechanics of building wealth instead of just earning income, subscribe to Mac Invests. We break down the psychology of money, the systems that control your finances, and how to beat them. New videos every week. Each one gets you one step closer to actual financial freedom. If this video shocked you, leave a like and comment what's one expense you could cut today to increase your gap. Because the salary trap is designed to keep you trapped. But you don't have to stay there.